Hey guys, hello and welcome to Bardock Gaming's tutorial series. In this video we're going to cover some stuff on RPG Maker MV. I realized after watching the last video that a lot of the stuff that I was clicking on did not get shown, so I went ahead and fixed that, and we're going to go ahead and cover some of those basics so you can kind of see what's going on. And we're going to cover a little bit about making like an overworld area here, and then like a town that you can like walk into, stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I did cover door events in the last video, but like I said, it didn't get shown real well, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And also I'm going to show you a different way to make a door to make them look a little bit more smooth and really nice looking, so where like the door opens and then it closes behind them and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and dive into that. So I did this little item shop here. So I do have the item shop map brought up, so whenever it comes, they actually have a place to go into. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. So I got this little place here I'm going to set up as my item shop. So I got this event here made up, and it looks like this. This is a real simple door event. Literally, it's just an open door. They walk into it, and it just fades the screen out. So, and then they transfer. I'm going to show you how to change that to make it look like a door opening, then walking through, and then the door closing behind them with sound effects. So we're just going to go ahead, and I'm just going to delete all of this. I'm going to show you how to do it from the start. So we're going to go in here. So in the first, in the image, I'm just going to label this real quick and just call it door to the item shop, so I know which one it is. Door to item shop. So we'll go in here. We're going to double click on the image, pick a door you like. I'm just going to use a pretty basic door. Looks like a house door. So the first one, you want to click the one that's closed. Hit OK on it. And then you're going to set this to player touch. So make sure that it's set to player touch there. And then the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come in here and pick play sound effect. And then I usually just click door. There's the first one. It seems pretty good. So if you hit play on it, it sounds pretty like a door. So I'm going to hit OK on that. And then I'm going to go into control self switch, turn self switch A on. Okay, so that's all that's going to be on this page. And then hit new page. And this one is going to be set to auto run. So the second page you want to set to auto run. You're going to make sure that the requirements for it, self switch A is on. And then you go and pick that same door, make sure it looks like the same door. But this time it's going to be open. So it looks like it's open there. And then under this one, we're going to go into here. And under the second page, I think it is, where it says set movement route. You're going to come in here. There's a couple things you want to do. First thing you want to do is you want to make sure that it says through on. And then move up. And then you're going to go to change opacity, set it to 0. And that right there will make your player invisible. And then you'll turn through off. And hit OK. So what we got set up now is this door is completely closed. They walk up and touch it. It triggers self switch A on and plays the door opening sound. And then they'll become where you can walk through the door. They'll move up, turn invisible, through off. Okay. And then you'll make sure you turn on self switch B. And then we go make another new page. This one's going to have the door closed again. So same door, back to being closed. It's going to require self switch B on. And this one you're going to go into your sound effects, play a door closing sound. It should just be close. Yeah, I like that one. So you'll do that. You'll fade out the screen. You'll transfer the player into the item shop where you want them to be. I always just kind of keep the same direction, so it'll be facing up when it gets there. Then you'll also go back into set movement route, so we can turn the opacity back on and make sure it's set for 255. That's all you're going to do there. And then you'll fade out the screen, or fade the screen back in, and make sure you come back in here and turn those self switches off. So A off and B off. Okay, because if you don't turn those off, it'll just keep playing this loop. So if they walk out, they'll just literally transfer right back in. So make sure that you turn that off. So you got the door closed, they walk up to it, they set movement route and they walk up, and that's an auto run, and this one should be auto run as well. If it's not, it won't trigger and it won't work right. So this little door should work good. Let's see if I made any mistakes on it real quick. So I can freely walk around my town. Oh, look at that, it works great. And I didn't set the one inside to come as an auto or a player touch. Okay. I don't know if it'll change it right now anyway, but okay. So the door in works great. Another thing that I kind of dislike is having all the players follow them. So if you don't like that, where all the players are following you around, you can come in here and I believe show player followers right there. I'll turn that off. You can do whatever. And I also like having this side view battle. I like having that on to where it looks like you're coming from the side, kind of like an old school RPG. So that's what I'm going to do for now. Okay, so that covers the basic door events. I'm going to check that again real quick. So, yep, my players aren't following me anymore. That's good. Door looks great. And that takes me out. Okay, cool. So now that we got that door event set up, the other basic doors, they work and they're functional. This just kind of adds a little bit more aesthetic and makes it look like they're actually opening a door. Just you want to make sure that it is set, for the first one is set to player touch, so when they actually walk into it, and then it'll touch and trigger this event, and then it'll trigger the next page and the next page. Just make sure your self switches are set in the right order, and then they're turned off on the last page, and this will work just fine, and they're set to auto run. Okay, so now that we got that, we're going to show you how to make like a door that's locked, and then it unlocks under a certain condition. So we're going to go back into here. I'm going to pick that same door. This one is going to say the door is locked. This door is locked. Okay, you can preview it and see what it looks like. Yep, that's good. Okay, I'm going to put it in the middle of the screen. And this one is going to be set to action button. Okay, now we're going to do a new event page, and then basically you just copy paste what you just did. So if you want to, you can in fact go in here and just copy paste. It's going to be exactly the same. Okay, that didn't copy all of it. Okay, so now we got that. You're just going to make sure that all these images are set where they need to be. So this is going to be a door that's closed, and it's set to player touch. This one's going to be a door that's open, and set to auto run. and requiring that the self switch A is on. And then this one, self switch B is on. I'll run and a closed door. Okay. Now, because right now where it's set up, they can still walk up and open the door because there's no event setting it. So this is not a default right now. So we want to set it to where they have to meet certain conditions for this door to be unlocked. So under the second event page where it actually works, you're going to require that a certain switch is turned on. So we're just going to put, let's just call it item shop or item, yeah, just item shop is fine. Just, we can name it whatever. So just keep track of, these are your switches. So like, let's say you want the game to progress through certain things. They need to talk to somebody in order for some things to happen. You'll label this whatever. We can even change this like talk to dude. And I'll show you how to do that. Let's do that real quick. So I'm going to label this one talk to dude. Hit OK on that. And then we need a dude. Let's just this guy right here. Looks like a vampire. Let's pick him. So I'm going to call him dude. And then under that, we're going to show text. We can find the little talking sprite that kind of matches him. And then, hey, what's up? There we go. And then you'll have to make sure you go into control switches right here, and you'll make sure that talk to dude is on. So now that we have this, you talk to this guy, it turns that talk to dude switch on. All right. So switch talk to dude. So this door is going to be locked until you talk to that guy. Alright, let's see if it worked. So, come over here to this little door. This door is locked. Talk to this guy. Hey, what's up? And now, you just walk right in it. Just like that. And since I didn't change the target of the transfer location, it still transfers me to the item shop. But that's totally fine for now. I just wanted to kind of show you what's up. But it will always keep turning this talk to dude switch on. So I'll show you how to fix that real quick. So under this, you'll go ahead and hit a control self switch, turn it on, create a new event page that requires self switch A to be on, and then pick that same kind of sprite. And then this can show different text, or the same if you want it, doesn't really matter. So now that you talk to him, you can just say like, nice. So when you talk to him the first time, he'll be like, hey, what's up? Talk to him again, nice. And from now on, every time you talk to him, he'll say nice. And it'll transfer me into the item shop, just like that. Okay, so that covers kind of some basic switches and how to make your doors work really, really well. So now we're going to go ahead and tackle the overworld. This can be as big or as little as you want. If you want to make like a massive like world map, which is totally fine, you can totally do that, and that's really easy. You can click new here and set it to the size however you want, and then you can customize it, make it look however you want. Whatever I did for one of the games I'm using, it's really super easy to use. They have actual pre-built worlds that you can use, and I just used, I think it was world 3. It looks like this right here. You just hit OK, and then you have this pre-built overworld area that's actually quite massive. So we're going to go ahead and mess around with this one. Actually, yeah, it's fine. We can use this one. So you just pick a spot you want to start. You can start here in the middle. You can pick wherever. I'm going to start right here, actually, I think. So you're going to go ahead and go into the little map, the tile set thing, not the event. And then you can pick a little town that you want it to look like to start, like a little starting town. I think a little starting town. These are really small and hard to see. And this town looks good. So we'll pick that and place that right there. So now this is your little starting town. Okay. So we'll go to the event thing, and we'll just make a nice little transfer player. I'm not going to go too in depth. It's literally just going to transfer the player with no sounds because and always facing out. Okay. I'm not going to mess with too much of that. It's literally just transferring them into the town. Okay, so now I got this little map pinned here. And then we'll go back into the town. And we'll set up an event that takes them out to there. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm not going to go spend a whole lot of time making it. We'll just place them right on top, facing down. And we'll just copy paste these and see what it looks like. Oh, of course I set it as action button, so didn't change it to transfer player. And same with that one. See, it's very important to remember to set those as player touch, otherwise you'll just be wandering around, forgetting that you actually have to hit a button on them. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Just transfers me nice and around and back. Awesome. So that's working. Okay. So while we got you here, the last little thing I want to touch on is the encounters. So we'll go into here. You obviously don't want to have any like encounters walking around the town. You don't want them to fight stuff while they're in there. But under the overworld, while they're walking around, you sure do. So we're going to go in here. You're going to right click on this to edit. And then we'll go ahead and one quick thing real quick. The name you give it here is for your reference. The display name you type in here will be what players see whenever they walk into that area. So if I type in overworld here, if they walk into the overworld and transfer, it'll show up. It'll pop up on their left side of their screen up here saying that they're in the overworld now. And you can change like autoplay, background music, and all that good stuff if you choose. But for now, we're going to go into this right here where it says encounter steps. This is how many steps they take on average before they trigger an encounter. The default is 30. I'm gonna bump it down to like 10, just to show you what it looks like. And then over here under encounters, this is the things that they'll actually be fighting. They have 4 pre-selected ones. So we're just going to go ahead and click Bat 2. The weight, I'm not really sure what this has to do with anything right now. From what I understand, if you have it, default is 5. If you have it set to like 6, and you have another one that's set to like 4 or even 5, it's like a probability kind of. So you're more likely to come across the 2 bats than the 2 slimes. So 6-to-4 ratio, and you can set that to whatever. So if you can do that right there, go ahead and click play. Let's see if it works, see if I encounter a lot more bats than I do slimes. There's a bat. Oh. jeez. Okay. No, I didn't want to finish that battle out. But that's how you use the encounter. You can customize it all right here. The different types of troops, which is what you kind of define over here in your database. Over here, under the troops. So you have like your list of enemies, and then troops. Enemies is where you go and modify the enemies individually. So this bat has 200 HP. We can give it 100 HP. And then customize its attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense, agility, and luck. You can set how much experience it gives. You can give it 5 experience and maybe 5 gold. And then you can come down here into the attack patterns and say that you want it to always attack all the time, but you want it to give it a skill. Let's say maybe it does a dual attack. And this is also kind of that same thing as the weight over there. So if you set this to higher, 6, it's more likely to do it. Under, let's say you want it when its HP reaches 50%, you want it to dual attack more often, so you'll do something like that. So, or you can give it when it has a state, like let's say it gets poisoned and it wants to remove itself from poison. All that good stuff. So that's kind of how to mess with your enemies a little bit. You can change their name, you can change the color of them. I don't know if you can do that here, but there is a way to change what they look like. So, but anyway, that kind of covers that. And then the troops themselves, these are what the actual encounters are. So these are the enemies that will go into the troops, and these will be the names of the types of encounters they actually encounter. And they have their own event pages as well. So like on a turn end, if you wanted to do something, you can come in here, you can show text, transfer player, just like an actual event. I don't mess along with that right now, but it'd be really useful for like a boss fight or something if you want them to like kind of taunt the player as they're fighting them. Like, is that all you got? You can kind of put that kind of stuff in there as well. So there we go, covering encounters, encounter types, troops. We also covered door events. So if there's anything you guys want me to kind of cover a little bit more in future videos, just be sure to, you can reach out to me on Facebook, or you can leave a comment on the video and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks for watching, everybody.